Anthony Slater here with Erik Horne. We're outside the Thunder practice facility after Game 6, looking ahead to Game 7 of what has just been this monumental Western Conference clash. The Warriors obviously stunned the Thunder last night at home. Now get Game 7 in Oracle. The Thunder are about to get on their charter flight and travel there. What'd you kind of take from practice? Seemed, pretty light mood, I'd say.
Yeah. It seemed like the mood was decent. It wasn't quite post Game 1 Spurs mood where the guys were like in kind of a really super jovial mood. But I mean, Kevin Durant said himself, like, we can't come in here like it's a funeral. I thought that was a pretty good quote from him. It seemed like spirits were all right.
Yeah, a few good quotes from him. He, talking about his struggles, he's 27% from three in the playoffs. He was 10 of 31 last night. I mean, if he hit some shots, they'd probably win the game. But he said, I'm a professional scorer. I figure it out. He seems confident right now. But a mountain of a challenge is ahead.
Yeah, I mean, history says that teams going on the road in Game 7s, it doesn't fare well for them. Kevin Durant's got to play better. And if he does, I mean, the Thunder's got a good shot of winning this game because they've been getting the contributions from other places.
Yeah, we talked to Kevin Durant, Billy Donovan, and Steven Adams after practice. Check it out. What's up with that? I mean, that's nowhere near his career numbers. Shots he likes, is just missing. What do you think?
You know what? I really thought in the first half he got some pretty good looks. I think a couple of them he was, a little disappointed that he didn't knock down. He had one, I thought, in the first half that was tough, but he's obviously made those. But I don't know. I got confidence in Kevin shooting the basketball. I really do. For whatever reason, he hasn't maybe knocked it down. But I also think too, like we were talking about this earlier. People were talking about different players in the playoffs maybe not shooting their normal percentages, and I think you got to recognize that the defensive levels have gone up. Teams have done a good job defending, and Steph Curry's numbers are probably not the same. Obviously, Thompson last night had an incredible night from the three-point line, but his numbers probably weren't what they were. I think that just happens, with familiarity.
How did Iguodala change the game last night in the last 6 minutes defensively with his hands?
Yeah, I mean, he got his hands on some balls. He was very, very active there. He had a couple strips. He's a good defender. I think he probably realizes for their team he needs to play that role and be in that role. The interesting part about him to me is, last year obviously he's the MVP in the finals, but he just appears to be the kind of player that whatever their team needs against a specific series or opponent or player, he's able to try to provide to the best of his ability.
When you look at the correctable things that happened to you guys down the stretch, what stands out?
Well, I thought offensively coming down the stretch, we had 3 possessions that were not great in terms of the shots that we got. And then I think we had some switches that we didn't recognize and read very correctly. Outside of that, I thought the game went really kind of back and forth for both teams. I thought there was some opportunities for them to make shots in the first half, in particular Klay Thompson. He missed probably more good looks than he did tough looks. I think the same thing could be said for us. There was moments where I thought we were really, really good on the glass and generated a lot of second chance opportunities. We had some offensive rebounds, and then there was some times that they did a really good job. So there was those moments in the game that went back and forth, in that series. But then, you look statistically at us being 3 for 23, and them making 21 threes. That 3-point line played a huge factor in the game. And then, listen, there's going to be possessions throughout the whole 48 minutes, that you like to be able to do a better job in. But I still think the same things, trying to continually raise our level. And I'm sure it's the same things they're talking about with our team of trying to raise our level.
Billy, back in October, if somebody had told you you'd have one game to make it to the NBA Finals, what would you think? You got this opportunity.
We're really excited about this. Again, we lost Game 6, and it was a tough, hard-fought game, and we're disappointed about not having a different outcome. Sure. But we haven't lost the series, and we have an opportunity again. And I think just being around these guys, they're a resilient group, and I think they're looking forward to getting prepared today and shoot around tomorrow and getting ready to play. And you're also doing it against a team that over the last 2 years has won an NBA championship and has a historic mark of winning more regular season games than any team in the history of the league. So we're playing against a terrific opponent, and the opportunity to play against them I think has really made our team better in a lot of different areas besides in between the lines.
Kevin said you guys didn't watch the film of the game. What was the thought process behind not watching that as a team?
I think because we've played 6 games, the familiarity between both teams and matchups and personnel and play actions and underneath and sides and end of game specials, you know, there's a familiarity by both teams. I think this time of year and these situations, it's more about, you know, the mindset that we need to be in approaching the next game and how we need to be as a team, and then be able to use tomorrow to refresh on the tactical stuff from the scouting perspective against them.
So did you like the mindset of the guys when they came in today?
Our guys, like I said, I think they've been a really, really resilient group. I mean, it's an opportunity for us. You know, it's you know, again, like I said, we lost a game, we lost a series, and we got an opportunity here to play again. And I don't think, you know, for me at least, you know, watching them play going into the series, I really felt like it was going to be a hard series all the way through. I think because of, you know, what they did in the regular season, I think a lot of people thought maybe they would just breeze right through. But I think, you know,
That's for it, right?
Yeah, man. It's what you dream about, man, is get this opportunity. So we got to take advantage of it, you know, go up into their building, and it's going to be a great atmosphere. So, yeah, we're looking forward to the opportunity.
Kevin, you were 3 of 13 to start this year. Did you feel like you were amped at all? Too amped to the game?
Nah. I've been excited like that every single game. You know, shots and you know, if they go in or not, that's not really what matters, man. I was bringing effort every single minute I'm on the court. You know, shots go in, cool. That wasn't the reason. You know, it wasn't the sole reason why we lost the game. We were still in the game, no matter how bad I was shooting. So, yeah, it's just a part of part of the game. I just keep playing. If I let that affect all the other parts of the game, then that's when I would say I played a terrible game. But shooting wise, I was bad. But I thought the energy and the effort and leadership, all that stuff was there.
When you look at the video, you guys sat down and looked at it this morning. What were the things that did turn the tide?
We didn't look at video. You know, we know all about this team. Like I said yesterday, we know all about this team. We know what we have to do. It's just a matter of us just going out there and playing with extreme effort and, you know, leaving it all out there and feeling confident that we can go in there and get this done. And I think all the guys feel confident.
5-3 on the road this postseason, a win in Oracle, 2 in San Antonio. Does that help that confidence?
Just knowing, yeah. I mean, no matter where you play at, you still got to play. And that's how we look at it. You got to play basketball at the end of the day. You know, they came and beat us on our home floor. We beat them on their home floor. You know, you still got to play the games. You know, I think that's one thing that we realize. And, you know, 48 minutes of basketball, no matter where you are.
Billy seems to be really locked in on that. Just like worry about what happens between the lines and all the rest of this stuff. Doesn't matter.
It doesn't. It's not about anything outside of the lines or, you know, what's going on outside, you know, in the world or, you know, in the basketball world or whatever. It's all about what's going on in between those lines. That's what's most important. Those 10 guys on the court. And, you know, that's what basketball is all about. You know, we're excited for that.
Billy says you guys went back to some of your old habits late in that game. Is that just a matter of just tweaking your minds and just moving forward and going back to some of the things that got you to this point?
It's kind of easier said than done to do that. You know, I think last night they did a good job. You know, they switched all our actions and they just play in the paint and they kind of converged in the paint on Russell and myself or whoever was driving. And you know, so it's on us to make that extra pass maybe and you know, find a better shot. And you know, that's a you know, lesson we learned, and, you know, throughout the regular season. So we got to, you know, continue to be who we are, but also know what's happening on the defensive end.
You've talked before in the last couple of games where instead of driving at Horne or Iguodala, he's going to the spot up. Is that something that you've been thinking about instead of putting the ball on the floor, just spotting all those guys and shooting those?
Yeah. I mean, that's to my advantage. You know, those guys are smaller than me, and like I said, they're converging a lot. They're coming over and helping a lot. So I try not to play in crowds, but. You know, on the offensive end, you don't have to worry about me. I'm a professional scorer. I know how I've been doing this for so long. I'm not saying I'm going to have a great game every night. I'm going to shoot well every night. But I tend to figure things out on the offensive end. I think defensively, and, you know, I think, you know, I got to be on point every single possession on the defensive end. Offensively, I worry about that when I get there. And I always want to be confident in my work and the shots that I put up. And, you know, I just got to be confident in myself. And my teammates always encourage me. So I try not to worry about that. I know I'm going to get those shots. It's a matter of knocking them down. But parts of my game, I got to be on point.
You've talked to your show about that people might not have known about him coming into this series. He's been fantastic.
He's been great. He's been great, and defensively, just keeping basketballs alive with his effort and energy. I'm so proud of how he's been playing throughout this whole playoffs, and we need him. We need him to continue to do that.
Do you find yourself wanting too much?
Wanting too much? I mean, who wouldn't? Who wouldn't? I think it's okay to want it so much. I think sometimes, you want to calm down a bit, because you want something so bad. And it's difficult to really talk about because it's something that I've been feeling. It's like you've been dreaming about this moment since you were a kid. You've been wanting this moment since you were a kid. That's all it's been talked about. It's playing the big games and the playoffs, and I think that it's okay to want it so bad, but at the same time, I just got to relax a bit.
Hey, Kevin, this team seems to find its identity in the face of adversity. How are you guys going to respond in Game 7?
I'm just going to go out there and play as hard as we can. I think defensively, we were really good last night. Three-point line killed us. You got to give them credit. Their players hit tough shots all night, and we're hands up. So our effort and energy was there. There's nothing was wrong with that part of us. You got to give them credit. They made shots last night. So, we got to stick to what we do. Our level, our energy level, and our sense of urgency has been there whole series, and we got to keep it that way. But we got to stay confident as well.
You talked before about losing yourself in the game, almost like losing yourself in music. So what's the soundtrack for Game 7?
Exactly what you said. You just got to lose yourself, get really deep into the task at hand, and enjoy it at the same time, and not put too much pressure on yourself. I think from the first to 15th guy, man, we got to enjoy this process. Because if you ask anybody, coming into the season, if you want one game to go to the NBA Finals, they'll sign up for that. So, we got to be excited for this opportunity and know that, it doesn't come around often and take advantage of it.
Does the idea that last night's game, the emotional draining of that, will linger over into Game 7, is that exaggerated at times when you have 48 hours of playing?
Yeah, it's definitely exaggerated, especially when you play in the NBA for so long and you know how much a marathon it is. Of course, we up 3-1 and we go home for Game 6. We want to win that game. That's a huge game. You think you should win it. But at the same time, you take an L, and it's going to see what you're made of. You're going to test your character, and we've been tested all season. We've been tested since I've been here. And, we never let anything linger over to the next day. And that's the model we always had. Even in the regular season, we lose a game, we move on. We win a game, we move on. And, the playoffs is no different, man. It's on a bigger scale because, you watch it and you play the same team over and over. But, we got to move on and get ready for the next one.
Give us an idea of practice today. The spirit seems like they're high when we walk in.
I mean, if we walk in here and like it's a funeral, then we already lost. And nobody walked in like that. We can't feel sorry for ourselves because they aren't going to feel sorry for us. And whoever's covering the game, fans, nobody's feeling sorry for us. It's just a part of basketball. So guys walked in here real confident. We were upset we lost, but we let that go. We got to get ready for Game 7.